Coffee top up. Hello, welcome. I'm going to show you all of the things that I have made in 2023 so far. So I've made quite a few things this year, and unfortunately or fortunately I have sold them, which has been amazing. But I don't have them physically here for this video, so I'll be sure to pop in some photos and videos of some of the examples that I talk about. But anyway, let's get down to it. So I thought I'd start with knitwear because I'm an avid knitter. I love knitting. I think it's my most favorite hobby out of my 100 hobbies. So I have just finished this project. It is my very luxurious cardigan. The pattern is from Petite Knit and it's the Copenhagen cardigan. I've knitted this with a 5-ply wool yarn and held it with a strand of silk mohair, which is not quite completely finished yet. I've still got to tuck in these little loose threads and finish sewing up the pocket, but I'm very proud of her. And I actually have a couple more Petite Knit patterns, which I'm going to talk about at the end, my upcoming projects. So sticking on knitting this teeny tiny little wool bralette. So I made this piece completely from scratch. I bought the fleece raw in all its dirty, oily glory. I scoured it, I dried it, I brushed it, I spun it, and then I knitted it into this sweet little bralette. I'm incredibly proud of this piece. There are some things I would change if I ever did it again. I think I would make it a touch more longer. I did want it to be in this cute little bralette shape, but she's a bit short. Now, I do have a bunch of other knits that I've made this year. I made my grandpa cardigan, which was made with 12-ply wool. It was 30% alpaca, 70% wool. And I made it in just like really beautiful, cool, muted tones. I also made my Crayola vest, which was made with like some really fun, bright, crazy colors that I usually never knit with, but I found them at the op shop and I knew that they had to be turned into something just loud. So I made my Crayola vest. And then I've made my pastel mixed pattern vest. So all the wool that was used in that project was all naturally dyed by me. Part of me regrets selling it because I really did love it, but I did make it for the brand and I didn't make it for myself, so I had to let it go. I am very pleased that I sold them. All that I have left is this cute little swing tag, and I'm not sure if that's going to focus, but I made like these cute little swing tags for all my knitted pieces this year. For such an expensive item, I think it just adds a sweet little touch, so I miss it. Alright, so last on the knitwear department, I have been making socks. I've been making a lot of socks. Socks. I've been making a lot of socks this year. And for good reason. They are an excellent way to use up leftover bits of yarn from other projects, or you've just got like some unusual colours that you're not sure what to do with. So I make my ugly socks. These are made with 100% wool. I knit them with double point needles. I think socks are a fantastic project and I pretty much recommend them to anybody that I meet, even if they don't knit yet. I think they are so much fun, and yes, I love socks. I'm the sock lady and I'm okay with that. I'm okay being called the sock lady. So continuing on the sock journey, though I didn't technically knit these socks, I did dye them. So these are some really beautiful Australian merino socks that are knitted here in Australia. Surprise, surprise. And then I order them directly from the knitting mills and I dye them. I love natural dyeing. I think it is also one of my favorite hobbies. If I could tie for first place, I think knitting and dyeing would be there. So completing this dyeing project was a highlight of this year and I really enjoyed it. Right, let's get on to some sewing. tea towels. Really exciting stuff, but very essential. I love making tea towels. I love making them from a really good, thick, durable cotton that actually absorbs liquid in the kitchen. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about these. Yeah, they're tea towels. I put a little cotton loop on because you need this. Essential. In that exact fabric, I made this little skirt. So this skirt was, I guess you call it a birthday present to myself. I made it for my 30th birthday this year, and I wanted something really cute and feminine for my birthday. We went to the strawberry fields and we picked strawberries, just really wholesome stuff. And this cotton has just so deliciously softened up. On the topic of skirts, I made this a maxi skirt, a tiered maxi skirt. I've ruffled the edges of each tier because I like a bit of texture on my clothing, just a bit of interest and intrigue that draws your eye in. It's just got an elastic waist and a drawstring closure. Super simple, partially lined, and yeah, really pleased with how that's turned out. Now, what can I say about these? These are my puffer vests that I made. I made a few last year, I made a few more this year, and fortunately enough again, most of those other ones had sold. So me and the puffer vests have this love-hate relationship. I love the idea of them. I love the construction of them. I love the details, the little wooden toggles. What I don't love about this though is how long it takes me to make and how fiddly it is. Making the wool insert for the puffer vests takes me forever. But I love the outcome of them. I think they're such a sweet little design. The nice curved edges, they're reversible, of course. And yes, I think they're really sweet. I only have one left now, and I will be very sad to see her go. I won't harp on too much about these. If you've seen my previous video, I documented the whole process of making these cute little dresses. So these were super fun, just a really nice project. Not too difficult, not too time consuming, but so happy with the result. Made with all secondhand upcycled fabrics. I only have 2 remaining in my collection at the moment. And yes, very proud of these. Really enjoyed making them. That's all I have to say. Last but not least, I have my scrap hats. These are the true scrappiest of scraps. I am pretty happy with how these have turned out. They are reversible. So it's got a nice plain fabric on the inside. So nice and scrappy. I'm so happy with how these have turned out. They're just like your typical bucket shaped hat. What I would probably do different next time is adding some sort of interfacing or something in the brim, just to give it a little bit more structure, because they are quite floppy, which I think is cute. Scrap hat. Okay, so this has been a really nice way to reflect on things I've made this year, things that I forgot that I made this year. I'm sure when I'm editing this video, I'm going to think of so many other things that have slipped my mind. I did consult my Instagram, and I'm pretty sure I got everything, but that's fine. I can always include them in my yearly recap. So I thought it might be fun to talk about the things that I liked making the most this year, things I least like making this year, and some of my upcoming projects that I have planned. Okay, my most favorite piece I've made this year. I wish I had thought about that before I started filming. If I was to just think on my feet, it would have to be this one. I wanted this cardigan in my mind. I saw it for months and months and months, and I knew it's something that I wanted, and to be able to make something that you really want is just so fulfilling, so rewarding. I'm so looking forward to wearing it. The piece that I disliked making most this year, well, to be honest, I haven't yet finished that piece yet, and every time I go back to revisit it, I wonder why I started it. It is a quilted jacket that I've started, half finished really. All I've really got to do is add on the pockets and put the edging bias tape on it, and yet I just can't seem to bring myself to do it because every time I look at it, it makes me angry. Why is that? It was a very challenging project and I hit a lot of hurdles because I sort of went into it with a rough idea of what I wanted. I wanted to do a similar thing like I've done with my puffer vests. I wanted to have a wool layer sandwiched between two different contrasting fabrics, and I wanted it to be reversible. So I've made reversible before. I've made puffer vests before. Why is adding sleeves on so difficult? I will finish that jacket one day. It won't be today, and it most likely won't be tomorrow, but I will finish it. Upcoming projects. I have a lot of them and I really need to start finishing them. To start off, I've got a bunch of knitting projects. So we're still in the middle of winter here in Tas, or in the southern hemisphere. So I'm really focusing on my knitwear. And I have a bunch of projects, both personal for the brand and gifts, which I'm really excited about. Personally, I have another petite knit pattern that I am desperate to start, but I must hold off. I have so many more projects I need to finish first. But it is, I cannot remember the design name, but it's like a pullover sweater. I'll be sure to put a picture in or link it down below. And I dyed this really, actually I have it, hang on, 1 second. It's in the other room. Okay, I have this really beautiful 5-ply wool yarn that I've dyed a very long time ago now. Wow. This beautiful wool yarn that I dyed with some onion skins dipped in iron, and I have same mohair, the silk mohair that I used in my Copenhagen cardi in this vibrant lime green. Like it's beautiful. So I'll be holding a strand of the wool yarn with a strand of the mohair, and I'm so excited for that one. But first, we must prioritize. I have a couple custom projects in the works at the moment. I have a couple beanies, I have a couple socks, and I also have some very cute little baby wear to make for my friend who's just recently had her baby girl. So I'll be knitting up some just, cute baby stuff, which I've never actually done before. So I'm really interested to see how quickly I can make them up. Whereas like that took me months. I'm hoping the baby cardi takes me, I don't know, like a week or so. In terms of sewing, now, other than that quilted jacket, I don't have too much sewing lined up at the moment. I am going away on holiday in about 5 weeks. So I don't think in those 5 weeks I am going to be doing much sewing. I think I'm just exclusively going to be knitting. I will be making more ugly socks. I actually have one, hang on. Where are you? There you are. Oh no, are you connected to something? Oh no. Oh no, that's fine. A smart person would have been organised prior to setting up a camera, but that is fine. I've almost finished this ugly sock, so I'm just going to make its body. And yes, I think I'll be doing a lot more socks because they're so fun and easy to make, and I know that they sell. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really enjoy seeing what people have made, in their yearly recaps, and I thought this was a fun little way to touch base in the middle of the year, almost. We're almost to August. I still made the cutoff. It's technically still July. And yeah, just a really nice way to reflect on things I've made so far this year and what I'm going to make in the near future. So thank you so much for watching. If you feel like liking, please do so. Subscribing if you feel like it, and commenting if you so please. Bye!